What if I told you there's a dish out there that literally performs magic right before your eyes? Today we're going to break down how a meal transforms from one stunning color to another. And trust me, it's simpler than you think. Okay, picture this. You serve up a bowl of these gorgeous sapphire blue noodles. Then, with just a little squeeze of lemon, bam! You watch them instantly turn into this incredible vibrant pink. You'd think it's a trick, right? Nope, it's pure science. And here it is. This is that magic moment. The noodles start out this deep, beautiful blue, but as soon as that lemon juice hits the broth, wow, the whole bowl just floods with this shocking pink color. It is a serious wow moment at any dinner table for sure. So how on earth is this possible? Is it some kind of trick? A specialty ingredient that costs a fortune? Well, the answer is way simpler than you think, and it's probably sitting in your fridge right now. Yep, this whole crazy effect, it all comes down to one single super unassuming ingredient. So, you ready? Let's uncover the secret behind these magic noodles.
And here it is, the secret ingredient, the powerhouse behind this whole color change, is just plain old red cabbage. That's it. No fancy food coloring, no lab chemicals, just a regular vegetable you can grab at any grocery store.
So, what's the science here? Well, red cabbage is absolutely packed with this natural pigment called anthocyanin, and you can basically think of it as nature's own little litmus test. It's a molecule that literally changes its color depending on how acidic its surroundings are, the pH level.
You know the best part about all this? It's not just some cool thing to watch. It's actually super easy to make yourself. So let's walk through how you can turn your own kitchen into a kind of delicious science lab.
Okay, the whole thing is just 4 simple steps. First, you brew the natural dye from the cabbage. Then, you cook the noodles right in it. After that, you get that cool blue base. And finally, you trigger that awesome reaction.
All right, step 1, we gotta get that pigment out. So, you just chop up some red cabbage and let it simmer in water. You can toss in stuff like ginger and turmeric for some flavor, but really, it's the cabbage that's doing the heavy lifting, creating this deep purple broth.
Okay, step 2. You're going to cook your noodles right in that natural dye. Glass noodles are perfect for this because they're porous and kind of see-through, so they just soak up all that color-changing goodness.
And right here, this is where the first bit of magic kicks in. Even though the broth is purple, the noodles turn blue. Why? It's because most tap water is pretty neutral on the pH scale, and in that neutral environment, the anthocyanin pigment just naturally shows up as this amazing blue color. So that's your starting point, your blue canvas.
Okay, so we've got blue noodles, but how do we get to pink? Let's dive into the simple chemistry that makes this final transformation happen.
This shot just shows the reaction perfectly, right? On the left, you've got the noodles in their neutral blue state, and then on the right, after you add a little acid, the change is instant and complete. So let's break down exactly why that happens.
Basically, the color is a direct sign of the pH level. When you see blue, that means things are neutral, maybe a little alkaline. But the second it turns pink or red, you know you've just made things acidic.
And that right there is the final piece of the puzzle. That squeeze of lemon or lime you add to the bowl, you're actually adding citric acid. That acid dramatically drops the pH of the broth, and those anthocyanin molecules react instantly. They actually change their shape, which makes them reflect light differently. And that's why we suddenly see that brilliant pink color. So cool.
You know what's so incredible about this? It's not just some boring classroom experiment. It's actually the grand finale for a totally delicious and show-stopping meal.
And look at this. The end result is just this beautiful, stunning bowl of noodle soup. You can top it with whatever you want. Eggs, seeds, fresh herbs. The science isn't just for show. It's like an appetizer for your eyes before you even take a single bite.
This is why it's such a perfect project for pretty much anyone. If you're a seasoned cook, it's a fun trick. If you've got kids, it's a fantastic and totally safe science experiment. And really, it's just a great way to satisfy a curious mind.
It kind of makes you look at everyday ingredients in a whole new light, doesn't it? And it leaves you with this really fascinating question. If you can do all this with just a cabbage and a lemon, what other magic is hiding in your kitchen?